And I will acknowledge that we are on unceded Coast Salish Territory. We thank the Coast Salish for allowing us to be here in a good way today. And we thank the matriarchs of the Coast Salish for allowing us to be here. And we are the NEC students. There's many of us here in the crowd today. All different kinds, all different types of NEC students. And if you look at this crowd too, we're a cross-section of Indigenous people. We have people who are Coast Salish, all the way to people from the Six Nations, and everywhere in between. I also want to say about today, that it is great that we're all out here today, and it's great that we're voicing our concerns today. But we have to realize that this fight doesn't end today. As long as the present conservative so-called government is in power, this fight will not end. As long as the rivers flow, and the grass grows,
and the sun shines,
and the sun shines. Thank you, brother. I want to talk to you about why it is we're here. Why it is we decided to march from. Why it is we decided to march from the NEC campus here to the Art Gallery. On Monday, the Conservative government passed a bill. This bill was called the Omnibus Bill C-45. It had 450 pages. In this 450-page book, because that's what it is, it's a book, they have a lot of different things in there concerning a great deal of things. A couple of the big things that we as a people are concerned with is when it comes to your and my rights. One of the biggest things in there is concerning our lands. Before this, you couldn't lease our lands. We wouldn't allow you to lease our lands. But now, with this bill, it gives us the quote-unquote right to lease our lands. And before, there used to be a very specific voting style. For anything to be passed, you needed a majority of the members of your band who could vote to pass it. Now, as it is now, you only need to call a meeting on your reserve, and whoever shows up to that meeting gets to vote. So if 5 people show up for that meeting, those 5 people get to speak for your entire nation. So if 3 people agree with leasing your land, then it's done, and you don't get a say. Not only that, but this bill allows for the Aboriginal Affairs Minister, the so-called Aboriginal Affairs Minister, to call a band meeting to have a vote or a referendum on your reserve on whether or not they will surrender your territory. And it's the same voting criteria. If you can't make it to your reserve to vote, you don't get a say. And let's look at that for a minute. 56% of us live off the reserve. So that means 56% of our brothers and sisters will lose their voice in their communities.
No!
Are we going to stand for that?
No!
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit hard of hearing. Are we going to stand for that?
Never surrender. Never.
There's a couple other bills that were passed or being debated right now, but it looks like they're going to pass because the Conservatives have a so-called majority. So what was done in response to this was not only this student-organized mass march and protest, but a number of students last Thursday at Joe's Cafe at 5 o'clock came together and we had a discussion. And it was decided that an organization or a movement was needed. This organization was needed to move this forward. This is great what we're doing, but we need a vehicle to move this movement forward. And that's what we did. We came together and we formed an organization.
Woo! Yeah!
Of the youth, by the youth, and for the youth.
Awesome.
And so, I would like to share with you the main goal, the main objective of this movement. The main objective of this movement is to take our fight out of the realm of civil rights, as it is right now, and make it a fight for human rights. Because that's what it is, it's a fight for human rights. And not just human rights, it's a fight for our dignity. For our grandchildren, for our children, for all the generations. And so what this organization is going to do is we're going to unite our people wherever we can, form the basis of this organization, and then take our fight before the United Nations. And we're going to charge this government with the crimes that it has committed against your and my kind for 520 years. And the reason why we're taking it in a human rights level is because you cannot honestly go to the criminal and ask for justice. And that's what this government is. This government is criminal. And you don't take your case to the criminal, you take your criminal to court.
Yes.
And in this case, the criminal is the government and the court is the United Nations. So that's what we intend to do.
The people united will never be defeated.
That's right. And I'll end on this note. On January 17th at Joe's Cafe at 6:30, we will be holding a membership meeting for this organization. We'll be finalizing the name of this organization, and we will be setting the charter of this organization. For those of you who would like to join us, please come see myself or Danita, and we will give you more information. I thank you for your time, and I raise my hands to each and every one of you. Thank you. I just want to leave you with a quote. My greatest teacher, my brother, fortunately he passed away long before I was born, but in the words of Malcolm X, we declare our right to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, and on this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.